this made a big squeeze end of day yesterday, and then also just some pretty strong moves in the after hours. Right now we're kind of consolidating at around 16. Yesterday we made a high of 678. We almost got a test of that right now. Kind of had a test of 1650. Um, and right now the volume's starting to come in a little bit. It kind of did for that break of, it almost seemed more of like a wedge, kind of a wedge triangle, and then a break of 1450, which then led to a squeeze up to, or rather 1540, and led a squeeze to up to 1650. Right now we're kind of seeing a little bit of support at 16 if it kind of holds off there. Some kind of levels that we had and after hours. I think, yeah, that 1550 was somewhat of a level. And now, I mean, 16 is definitely a level. I mean, we did make a big squeeze and kind of broke that 1450 range, which is a break of a high from the previous day. I think if the volume continues to come in on the open, we might get another little pop. It's going to have to definitely hold VWAP and definitely hold 15 and 1450. I mean, 1450 seems to be kind of the low point from this after hours, but that was also in a sense the kind of the resistance just when after hours started. It's looking pretty strong right now, and it definitely has some decent volume this early. I mean, right now we're at almost 7 million shares traded. I think definitely one to watch. I think it's got to hold. Well, it's going to break in 16 now. It's definitely going to hold VWAP for a possible squeeze. Otherwise, we might see another big fade like we did yesterday, or not yesterday, but rather the day before. The day before it went from, I don't know, almost 14 down to 975. It's low float, so it's got the possibility of the high volatility. Just whether it's on the upside or the downside is going to depend on the next 45 minutes or so, if it can really hold this 15 to 16.5 range. Right now it's kind of doing a bit of a sell-off from that breakout, so definitely want to watch over the next 45 so minutes. Let's take a look at DLPN. This is I believe another lower float. Let me just double check. Yeah, very low float. Looks like we just have some earnings right now, and then it's gapped up a little bit, but nothing really big. I mean, we've kind of peaked out at 520-ish. I mean, if we look at the daily, kind of have a little bit of a level at, yeah, at 520. It's going to need to see a lot more volume, for anything more substantial. I think kind of have some levels at 575. I think if it can reclaim VWAP, then have a break of 5, we might see a test and a breakout of 525. On the flip side, it seems to really kind of be fading down towards 4, where it was kind of before. Although right now it is consolidating at this 460 range. So it just needs a lot more volume to really make any type of move. I mean, it might be a slow trend for the day if it can establish an uptrend. But right now it's just kind of trading flat with no volume. Let's take a look at EIGR. This has just got a lot of volume after hours, but doesn't actually seem to be making any moves. So perhaps let's not. Yeah, let's look at MULN. This one seems to be in a bit of a downtrend, but again, Nothing too huge. I mean, I think right now there's not much going on. I mean, it's still pretty early. GNE or GNS, recent IPO, seems to be trading flat right about now, but definitely some big volatility. I mean, we're going from 20, or big range rather, 20 to 25. Not as much volume though right now. And I think, yeah, that's really pretty much it right now. I mean, VERU seems to really be the one that's got the attention this early. So it's definitely going to see some action on the open. It's broken down past 16 though, so it's got to hold this VWAP and this 1550 level for any moves to the upside. Otherwise we're going to probably see a fade and sell off on the open. Although it's dependent. I mean, there's probably a lot of people short 2 days ago from the 1457 level when it made that huge move up. Depends on how much this after hours move kind of triggered any of those short stop losses. Otherwise, we're going to see possibly some other big orders come on the open. So it really has a potential. Just have to watch it for the next 45 minutes or so.